I need to get another pillow, man. Let's see.
A lot of teams, like a lot of coaches have kind of dubbed EMEA as the off-tank region and NA as the main tank region, right? Shorthand for describing the preference for a lot of.
Can I get enough, like, I need neck support. I need neck support. Is what I need. Put some neck support here.
Also, I guess for this team,
Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for right there.
You look like one of those guys that, nothing wrong with this obviously, that has the circular green screen attached to the chair behind them, but yours is just a pillow. And it almost looks like that, but it's just small. It is funny. It does look funny though. You look funny selling going on.
My back hurts watching. Yeah, the worst part too is since I did leg day today, like my legs are all fucked up as well. So my back hurts, my neck hurts, like everything. My neck, my back.
What's your time, by the way, really quick?
See my crack? I'm at 15, 14, 13.
You're half a second ahead.
11,
That's fine.
9. Dude, Costream gets 2 immediately. Wait a minute. Wait, once again, or actually, wait a minute. Wait, they're on.
Like I said, dude, we are not an amalgam. Yeah, so this is what Vostola was doing. So VP was doing this at Super Cup versus the Koreans as well. They did this versus T1 and it didn't fucking work. I don't know what it is, but when VP can't play like other brawl options, they default to
the Orisa.
And actually, this is funny. They can play other brawl options. Amalga is available. Ram's available, but they're opting for the Orisa. I actually think it's because D.Va's banned. You don't actually want to play brawl on this round on Garden. So I think because they can't play D.Va, he's just literally opting for Orisa for some reason.
Dude, they are getting absolutely fucked on the crossing.
This
like
D.Va
literally
ban
every time
D.Va
they
ban
cross.
is so fucking clean. Actually, such an insanely good ban.
I mean, they're literally just like walking forward and getting perma dove, and one person gets deleted instantly.
I want to, dude. Okay, I'm gonna believe that no one in either of our chats has made this error, but anyone who made the mistake of believing that Virtus Pro is gonna dominate OA, I couldn't be more wrong, honestly.
I didn't say a domination. I didn't say a potential close match, but it's not looking good so far. I mean,
there were certain voices. I shouldn't have doubted. I saw some comments on the social medias, like the Reddits, who were hard doubting.
The thing is, if you were to tell me, okay, if once again, if this roster essentially, like, if let's say we just came off 2024 and you showed me this roster, I'd be like, oh, it's immediate insta win for once again. I just didn't know like how practiced they were because I hadn't seen the Billy gameplay. I didn't know what they were pulling out,
well,
you know?
I believe this Shy gameplay, by the way, is exactly what you'll be seeing for the rest of this tournament. So the reason why I had faith in them is because I watch OWCS China, and this is not me being superior to people who didn't, although we'll see. If you watch OWCS China and you watch OA's gameplay, you know their drill, you know their practice. They played pretty clean, very mechanically powerful, and they didn't make stupid mistakes. They won the games. They won every game they're supposed to win. They didn't drop a single map. So yeah.
I mean, they are getting. I mean, literally. I mean, they can't even get out of the spawn. They can't even get out of the spawn. I have never seen such a supreme dickening. Such a supreme dive dickening.
There were people that responded to my tweet about my prediction and said I was underestimating VP. No, I'm correctly estimating VP. I'm correctly estimating them. This is about what I expected.
Let's fucking go. Okay, man. I see, and I feel bad because I'm like, if I had if this roster had just been transported into this year, right off of like Overwatch League ending, you know, I'd be like, fuck yeah, this is like an immediate win. Like they're going to grand finals, like especially in this meta with Malga getting like a hard nerve. Now I just didn't know. I didn't know what their form was. I doubted. I fucking doubted. And I should have let my heart take control. I should have let my heart take control and listen to my heart.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good.
This is now these other points are a little bit stronger for
I'm
this
feeling
Brawl
amazing.
comp. So this is the
correct. This is the one where if VP can't win this point,
then you're
feeling bad. However, I will say that it's not guaranteed that OA 2-0 this because I expect VP to take us straight to Circle Royale when they lose this map. And I don't
also,
know
here, I have another question. Why the fuck does EvilTool keep changing their name?
So
why does EvilTool
apparently,
keep doing this?
So in OWCS China, he was interviewed. That was one of the interview questions. He said, I tweeted this a lot. He said he just likes to have a fresh start every year, and he'll probably change his name again next year, is what he said.
What do you mean a fresh start? You don't be.
I don't know. New year, he's a new year, new me.
You can just go to
guy. That's what he.
I mean, sure.
That's what he does. New year, new me.
Bro, I can just go to his Wikipedia.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean they're
Anyone who
pounding. They're
thought
pounding
Labda
them.
looked good, anyone who thought Labda looked good last series, you are now witnessing John Sojin for real. I still think Shy is maybe the best Sojin in the world. Genuinely. I genuinely believe that. He
Well, I
was
mean,
at
he was
one
in
point, and
contention
he
for
is
that
again, in my opinion.
in Overwatch League. So
In 2022, yeah.
Mew is Evil Tool? Yes. Mew is Evil Tool. If you ever see a Chinese main support player that's playing really well and you don't know the name, that is 99.99% chance that is Evil Tool. If you ever see a cracked Chinese main support, it is almost always going to be Evil Tool.
For about a 4 is not better. You just, people, 4 is the biggest weakness on that team. Because they didn't need to drop that guy.
Dude, they're trying to get in here with this ram comp, and their backline is just like literally. I'm seeing such an intense, unimaginable pounding to the backline for Virtus Pro. Like this is simply like one of the. You ever seen those memes of like the really huge monsters like looming over like a human party, like a human caravan or something? Like this is like Gala and Fixa in the backline, and Gushui and Leave just looming over them like a gigantic like colossus.
And I'm feeling so vindicated right now. This is incredible. And after this, you're gonna see all the comments or socials like, oh, I didn't know once again we're this good. Yeah, okay. All right, here we are.
Well, I mean, what? You wanted to watch the Billy streams?
No, people just hard underestimate. I think on player value alone, like you're right. You just look at the roster quality alone, and you're like, come on, there's a former MVP in here. There was one of the best Sojins that we've ever seen.
Oh my god, they got a flip. They've done it. I can't believe it. They got a kill. They got a flip.
Let's see what. Okay, they're gonna reset.
Dude, they can't kill anyone else. They can't find anyone else.
I was gonna say Gushui might.
There's just no way that they
I
still
was gonna
lose
say
a pick.
Gushui might get a kill.
Dude, he got
might get a kill,
both
and then
backlining up both the supports.
Now that Fearless is gone, Gushui is the fucking Winston god. He is now the world's best Winston.
God.
There's no Fearless. He is it. Gushui is him right now. He is him.
I mean, look at this. I mean, this is just fucked. This is actually
This is
so
sad
fucked.
for VP. This is sad for the West.
This is
China
actually
hasn't had access to the game for 3 years, and EMEA is folding like a fucking paper towel right now. EMEA has had the game, and China has not fucking had this game.
But you know what? Actually, wait a minute. But this is actually a good chance to advance the NA greater than EU agenda still. Because if EU gets like their cheeks, if they get their listen, if they get their cheeks clapped harder than North America, then North America still wins. And as long as North America potentially beats EU, this is still the most important thing yet.
If SSG does well, I'll give that to you. But Nightmare embarrassed themselves in Korea just like a week ago, unfortunately.
Everyone's on their goddamn phones. So like, okay, that was easy.
Also, Jumbin might still. Actually, yeah, you're right. Maybe Jumbin still's a bit. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think Gushui, to me, was always at least second best after Fearless, if not better than Fearless at various points in their careers. It was always between Gushui and Fearless for me as top Winston player in the world. God. Connor, imagine if I was alive during Plat Chat. I could have come in and defended it. I could have defended once again's honor so hard, but if only I didn't die. Only I wasn't dead.
They actually not play at all during this time, or they play in Korea? I'm assuming they were scrimming or practicing with Korean players or something. Like,
they would only scrim Korea. They would only be scrimming Korea. There's no reason for them to not scrim Korea, given how much better that they are than China. Dude, they 3-0 and 4 every team in China. Scrimming China for OA is a complete waste of time. And with their vicinity, part of the reason why China is good in a lot of esports, one is obviously population, but two is they're just within vicinity to Korea, and Korea and China get to play against each other all the time and both improve each other. That's part of like what makes China good, I think.
But the answer to the Diva ban is something that will have a lot of teams ears perking up watching.
We've had 30 minutes wait for less than 10 minutes of actual games. Overwatch is so back. So true, actually.
So here's the cope for VP. They get to choose Circuit Royale now. This is the one map that they have to win. Can they win Circuit Royale? If the answer is no, they're fucked. Okay, that's it. This is their one map. And even if they win this map, OA just take them to another dive map and clap them again. But they will have D.Va. D.Va can't be banned again. So the code for Vistola and VP is that A, you get a circle round next, and then B, map 3, you get to go to a dive map with D.Va, and hopefully that's better for you.
Dude, this pillow setup
That's what they
is
got.
helping my neck, but now my lower back is getting it's getting pressured. You know, I'm gonna have to rotate around all the pressure points here.
What you need to do is you need to do a bed stream where you're lying in bed.
Dude, that would
the
be sick
camera's
as fuck
facing down.
if I was like laying down and like I was streaming from there. That could be a really good idea, but it's too hard to set that up.
Probably the option of you need to protect the tank role.
I was gonna say, is that a cat in the background or is it a rabbit? I couldn't tell, but it's a cat.
That is a cat. I don't have any rabbits.
I'm real rabbit filled. I've been looking at rabbit videos a lot. Like, holy shit, rabbits might make really good pets.
I had a friend of mine in high school that had a rabbit, and I'm pretty sure she told me that rabbits make terrible pets, but I might be misremembering.
Why is that?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't tell you the reasons. All I remember is that her saying that she thought she fucking hated having a rabbit as a pet.
It is. Maybe it's Easter. Maybe it's because it's Easter. I've been thinking about rabbits. Holy shit.
You think you can go to circuit. Winston won't be
Easter maxing. Holy true. Yeah. Wow.
Dude, I mean, you know what's crazy about Easter is that like there's really good candy around Easter. There's a lot of good candy releases around Easter.
Like chocolate.
Yeah, like chocolates, like I mean, also gummies, you know, like all sorts of other candies. There's a lot of really good. There's a lot of good candy
I'm not a
releases
candy
around
guy
Easter.
except for chocolate.
And like the whole,
I'm
isn't
like
the whole
I'm
origin
a
of this
sucker
thing is
for
that like,
chocolate,
okay, yeah, I mean, if you're not a candy guy, then I guess it won't hit as much. But like, it's just weird to me that we chose to develop a lot of candy here, at least in America for Easter, when like all about like a dude coming back from the dead.
I'm gonna be honest. You Americans, you guys do not need a specific holiday to eat candy when you already have so much fucking sugar in all of your food already. All of your food is laced with sugar. You don't need a specific holiday to eat more sugar.
I mean, my food's not laced with sugar. Maybe their food is. Your food's only laced with sugar if you just buy like, yeah. I mean, if you just buy a bunch of like pre-packaged shit, if you just buy your.
You said you don't live on a farm, but you do. Your flatmates wake up at 5 a.m. to milk the cows.
First of all, flatmates. We don't say that here, okay? We don't say flatmates.
You say,
here, buddy.
well, I'm exercising my English right now. Your roommates wake up at 5 a.m. to milk the cows and knead the bread on your homestead that you live on right now. That's where you get your farm to table. No GMO, no added sugar, no fructose syrup in your food. That's why you're eating good while the rest of your country is being fed poison.
That's true.
It's not guaranteed.
We built our own subsistence farm here. Actually, what my farm, it's actually entirely filled with just retired professional players, and we all run a farm now. I've essentially done the Habitat for Humanity, but I'm doing it for like esport pros. I'm teaching them skills. They're learning how to like clean and cook.
Yeah, because esport pros would make the worst fucking farmers.
Well, that's why we're rehabilitating.
And you know what? You know what? I've seen one of them try. You know which one I'm talking about. So, it's not a good look, guys. It's not a good look. Esports players, not good farmers. Confirmed.
Trying not to sleep, but we're really playing one map per hour. Yeah, you know. Dude, you know what's gonna be fucking insane too? If we're gonna do this is 3 days, if every day takes this long, we might as well have just done 4 days. Because every day it's gonna take like 14 hours.
That's what I'm saying. China has money. They could have done 4 days. Why the fuck are we rushing 3 days when we could have done 4?
It'd be like 14 hours a day every day.
That's actually what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess it probably still technically is less than paying a day for the menu, but.
The problem is like we're assuming that like not being able to play the Winston is going to be a huge problem for this once again team, which might, you know, that's yeah.
Dude, you can't. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't try and just condense this into 3 days when you need 4 days. And also, like a tournament of this level, how many teams go to Masters for Valorant? Total teams that go to Masters.
There's like 12, I want to say. 10 to 12.
Correct. This level of tournament, this is equivalent to a Masters event. This level of tournament should have 12 teams. And with 12 teams, you literally can't do that in 3 days unless you're like completely destroying your format. You need 4 days minimum. 4 days, 12 teams should be the expectation.
Yeah, but that costs more
But-
money.
If we're selling out the arena in 30 seconds, like part of me feels like we could afford it. I don't know, man. Part of me feels like we could afford it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think ticket sales in an arena. I mean, I'd have to, but from my time working live events, from what I understand is that ticket sales are only a small fraction of the cost of what it goes into recouping live events. So even if you sold out the place,
How
I
do you
don't
do it then?
necessarily know
How
if
do
it
you
pays for the
recoup it
venue.
How do you recoup? What's the way to recoup it?
On-site food, vendors, merch, spot, like any sort of partnership deals that are associated with the venue.
Sponsors actually is a good point. Where the fuck are our sponsors?
So I think like I don't think technically live ticket sales really recoup large portions of like live events.
Like Shockwave, for example, will have to deal with Shy and with Leave, like respectively, and deal with that.
Because like there's
Well, we
a
don't
reason
know what
why
they're selling
food and
behind the
merch is so
scenes.
overpriced there. Is because that's like how they actually get their buck. How they
I
get their
don't
like
know.
buffbacks.
They could be selling shit. I don't know. We have to assume they are selling stuff there, but like we don't know what the actual sales are or anything like that. They're about to go to break again, aren't they? Fuck, they are. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I think the biggest thing missing is sponsors, and I'm surprised that China couldn't get sponsors, considering that you would think China would be willing to sponsor, like Chinese
When are
companies
they
would be willing
doing
to sponsor this
Scramble for
Chinese event.
esports
Now, I can
venues?
understand in the Western market why
Dude, that would go
people
hard
with
as
their
fuck.
marketing
Scramble
budgets
and
will just throw
esports?
everything at the Riot Games and just be like, why would I sponsor Overwatch when I can sponsor
would
Valorant
be
and League of
good.
Legends? Like, cool, I get it. But in China, is it the same thing? Do they just, is that what they do there as well? And they just don't sponsor Overwatch because they'd rather sponsor League of Legends or some shit?
Bro, I have no idea.
That's right, you've never been to China.
I'm not on the ins and
I
outs
forgot.
of the Chinese financials.
I forgot.
You know, I'm just hanging
I
out,
always thought-
pillow behind my neck, trying not to snap it.
Oh, bans are here, by the way. We're about to get into the game. Bans are here. It's a
I mean,
RAM
bans
ban
are here.
into-
It says a minute. There's a minute till the map starts.
No, the Chinese broadcast is getting to map now.
I mean, the Chinese
the
broadcast
bans-
is getting to map now. Dude, fucking, what are they doing in the English broadcast? They're not starting for another
They're
minute.
fucking around. They're fucking around. Anyway, it's RAM. VP banned RAM as first ban. OA respond with BAP. So they're trying to remove some form of double flex, but by banning the BAP, they've let the Zen through. The Zen could be a problem. Alari's going to be a problem as well, potentially, because that's Scarlet's specialty. The RAM ban is pretty smart. It's exactly what they did against T1. They're literally going to map right now. I'm watching them. As they finish the bans, they're doing the flyover, and they're about to fucking go in. So the English broadcast better catch the fuck up. So they did the exact same ban versus T1, forcing it into like a weird matchup. And you know what T1 did? They played Winston and they won. So if that happens again, VP are doomed. They're in a bad spot. And also, I don't believe VP substituted. They could have chosen to sub Liga in here and to play some Sig Mirror, but they've not done that.
Dude, they're
So-
going to a cinematic. They just had a minute break, and now they're in a cinematic before the match. The match, they're gonna come in when the match is the map is gonna be like 20% done.
Well, we're on the Chinese broadcast is now on a map full screen for some reason. So maybe they are delaying. Maybe they're delaying so we can get this ad for the game done.
Bro, they need to get this shit done.
How long is this ad, by the way? Because like,
It's like
again,
at least
I
a
think that-
minute. It's at least a minute.
Have you played Stadium yet?
I have not played Stadium, no. But also, it doesn't really interest me. It's not something I'm particularly interested
Enough.
in, but like, I'm
I'm more of a Marvel Rivals guy.
But also, I know that like there is an audience for it. And I think it's a cool idea. So I'm definitely not opposed to it.
So they still haven't gone on a map. Now they're doing some weird stage thing, and they are subbing in Liga. Okay, that's what's happening. Right, they've subbed in Liga. Okay. So they're not willing to play the Winston into this. They're gonna do a Sigma mirror. Holy shit! If
Bro,
OA
this
can
I
beat
forgot this
in a
this
Sigma
trailer's
mirror,
like 4 minutes long. This shit is fucking insanity. We're literally moving at like one map an hour, maybe less. It feels like one map an hour.
I wonder if we're having tech issues. I just saw the lobby and not everyone is connected. One of the tank, it might be Liga because he's subbed in. They're still setting up, so they're not actually connected into lobby yet. That's why they're not starting.
This shit's fucking insanity. Dude, it's gonna be 5 a.m. We'll be 3 hours from now, and it's like we're not even gonna be through the game. So we've been going on for like close to like 6 hours at that point. No, actually more than that.
Just a reminder. Just a reminder. We are not even 2 series out of 6 yet. 6 series today, and we've not even finished the second series out of 6.
Oh my god, dude. I need some more water, dude.
Hot water?
I guess I should do it now.
Need some more
no,
hot
not
water?
hot water right now. This is gonna be regular
Oh, this guy
water.
lied. This guy said he liked hot water, and now he's not gonna get hot water.
Oh, how much longer is this cinematic go? Should I just do it? I should do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Weasley little liar. This guy.
I'm getting water. I'm getting water. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
How's Anime Gamer Girl doing right now? Still alive? I can't believe it, guys, but I will be buying, assuming I have to pay for it, I will be getting this bundle. I will be getting the bundle with the cute Mercy mythic that I'll never use because I don't play Mercy. Anime Gamer Girl, I hope you move to China where porn is banned. That's what I hope happens.
The doctor is in.
The lone rose gets plucked.
You are under my guard.
This is why the Chinese stream is superior. You guys have to watch an ad for season 16. On the Chinese stream, they're just moving through crowd shots, the player shots. We're getting a full close-up of Shockwave's face right now.
The match is about to start.
Sorry I'm late. Let's do this.
Okay.
Widow's up top. I'm on point, dude. Genji, you want Nino? Okay, guys.
This part of the ad, by the way, everyone said was so fake. They said this was so fake that they decided to do the different virtual stadium with the streamers and Johnny and Jack to make it more real. Unfortunately, it ended up being pretty fake as well. But not as fake as this ad. This ad is way more fucking fake.
Something new.
What? What's fake about this ad, huh? You don't think you and your best friends are gonna get
It's
together
just
at a LAN party?
Yeah, this is how it happens, guys. Our best friends get together for a LAN party in your mom's garage with, you know, your extremely ethnically and gender
Dude, this is
diverse
actually
friends
insane. Like,
become an
we,
OWCS
look
team,
at
which
this.
never
I have
happens.
people in chat saying, I'm gonna go to sleep till my baby's next feed in a couple hours. We have people planning feeding their infant child around this broadcast. Like, the amount of downtime here between maps, we're doing infant feeding schedules around this. This is fucking insanity.
How do you feel about feeding infants? Does it make you want to have your own infant or no?
I'm ready.
You're really natal. You're really on the on like baby fever right now. Do you have baby fever right now, Avril? What's going on?
Right, folks, thanks for sticking with us. We are moments away from
No, they
jumping
don't
into our
taste as good as the
second
adults.
round of this first
When
two
we're
series
talking about
of
cannibalism, right? That's why you brought it up.
And if you missed the first map, it might have been.
I mean, you know, I can't really say that in my current point of life it would be a wise idea for me to have a child, considering that I have no dedicated full. I'm gainfully underemployed, going back to school.
Highlighting this potentially. We'll get an idea what the bands are.
What's your time, by the way? I'm at 40, 39,
37,
38,
36.
37, 36.
Right. Okay, we're pretty
roughly about the same.
Right.
So not a fresh face at all, but just likes to change his name to
So Ramatra is banned and Baptiste is banned, like we were talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So this is gonna force a
Yes, so there you go.
basically if Gusha was in to play either like a Malga or a, obviously he's not in, but if he was a Winston, or it's basically to screw his hero pool because Ram would be the good like fallback option. And so that's OA now saying we're not gonna fall into the trap of relying on
Yeah, I'm going back
Gusha's
to
hero
school.
pool here, so we're gonna push into Liga's hero pool. But the fact that he's running Diva, I think is questionable. I don't know if the Diva's going to be good here. They're basically playing dive anyway. I don't know if it's going to be good enough into a Sigma poke type of comp here, but we'll see.
Licking up the melted ice cream, please. Go down there. Thank you.
Good for throughput in general, but we finally get Jwoo here on a hero that offers more skill expression.
Okay, so they're still playing the Sigma here. Pretty standard Circuit Royale composition. I do think the Diva is a little odd.
Actually, I would say the Sigma comp is... The Sigma is, but their backline's weird.
Yeah, the backline, I agree.
Okay, no. In a mirror, I think the Brig is fine, but like maybe I think on defense, I think in defense Gala goes Alari. But I expected a Zen here or an Alari here from VP, and they didn't do it, which is interesting. Everything else is fine. There's a lack of Widowmaker, which is a little interesting, but Shockwave doesn't really like to play it from what I see.
Well, I think they're maybe assuming like hard dive here, so like maybe we don't. Also, they're still just losing anyways, so like maybe like they don't want to try to force like a more susceptible dive style backline, but I mean they're still just getting rolled anyways.
But we're basically in like a divey mirror now, except Vistola's on Sigma, right? When you actually look at these comps,
yeah,
it's basically like a dive comp. Especially when it's Genji and Soju at the same time. I've also seen VP and other teams play May in this situation. They're not doing that. Although
they're really struggling in life
right
now, but like thank OWCS for getting my life back on track. In between maps, I managed to graduate, move out, get a girlfriend, get promoted, get married, buy a house, have a child, and retire.
This guy's gonna have a child. This guy's very pro-natal. Look at him.
Dude, they just I think they just got burned through the rally too. They just rallies over. They're just getting. They're actually.
This is so done, guys.
I mean, it's actually over.
I was gonna say Jwoo May here would be pretty strong as well because it would play super well into the League of Diva.
Dude, I think even if they made a comp swap, I think even if they made a comp swap, I don't think it matters. I mean, just looking at the tempo of these teams, once again, is so much better than Virtus Pro.
Yeah, I think they lose, but I also think VP are not playing optimally, despite losing, is what I'll say. Based on my analysis. My sideshow analysis moment.
Sideshow analysis emote. Bro, that was 2 ults. Bro, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, this would be a miracle for Virtus Pro. Wait, they're back capping.
Oh my god, the back cap!
Yeah, no, not quite.
Holy shit!
I think it would still be a miracle for Virtus Pro to win this like series at this point, just as I'm watching it, just because the tempo for once again feels so much better.
Well, they need to win, like, okay, obviously they need to win this map because it'd be a 3, but like, this is their map. If VP can't win their map on their terms, with the best possible situation for them with the bans and the map choice, they can't do anything. Not even just the series, but the whole tournament.
I mean, they could even league. I think they've done it. I think they've actually gotten first at least. They've gotten first at least on this.
Because I think this was a 5-4, chat correct me, 5-4 scoreline, or 4-3 against T1. I do remember this going to Timebank versus T1. So it got close, but remember that T1 had Dongak playing Winston nearly the whole time, because his hero pool cannot handle this matchup on this map at all. And even then, with Dongak's really bad hero pool for this map, T1 still won this map. 5-4, yeah, so I remember correctly. This is why I had confidence that OA were going to win the series, because I saw what VP did against T1, and I saw T1 dismantle them, and I said, OA can do the same. And they will. I believe it. Lee just deflect killed Jwoo.
Very little value, and it's done. Now they get to walk back in here for free. They have a Ray, they have a rally. I mean, it's just looking so sad. It's looking extremely sad.
Rally? Fix the rally? He lost the rally! He just rallies and dies, dude.
Sorry, it is just fan service.
This guy's doing a world record for how fast can I rally and instantly die. How about 0.3 seconds? Call up Guinness right now. Write it in the book.
And you're not playing like a diva, right? So you don't have high like.
I mean, and now they've just traded the ults. They'd get the corner again, and pretty much Virtus Pro, they're just gonna like, okay, maybe we can like force an ult with a flux at best, and then hopefully we don't all die to fucking Leaves Blade. Oh man.
The Lee versus Jwoo Blade will be very interesting. I'm looking forward.
I mean, it might not even matter.
Jwoo needs to clutch. Jwoo needs to clutch right now. He's trying to clutch. He's trying to clutch.
Yeah, it's just not enough.
Watch Lee pull Blade. Watch Lee pull Blade right now.
They do get the out of mech.
Actually, not a good spot to pull Blade. This is a bad spot to pull Blade.
Nah, they'll wait.
That's a
The problem-
good trade from Shy.
The problem
That
is
trade-
they
that
might,
one
they
tra-
might be able to flux blade or even just raid the blade now. So,
Can't wait for Shy to kill 5 here, by the way.
well, Fix is dead.
How are they not fluxing Shy?
I'm gonna be also
Oh, he
what
doesn't
the
have it.
I'm gonna be
Oh,
completely
fuck, he doesn't
real.
have
What
it.
the fuck was Fixa doing? Did you see how far up Fixa was?
Yeah, he's been throwing this game.
Like, what the fuck
he's
is Fixa doing?
He was
Like, he was
dying on
way
repeated
too
Lucio
far up.
last map, and now he's lost 2 rallies and died repeatedly. I was gonna say, where was the flux? The solo was on about 98 when Shy ulted. He was a few % off from ulting, and I think Flux would have put enough pressure to Shy to prevent Shy from clutching hard or just carrying hard there. That was actually a humongous, just a slight gap in ultimate, a couple seconds off of a solo to stop that.
Okay, they're gonna go
Crazy timing difference.
Doesn't feel the same without it.
Are you hearing an audio lag, by
What?
the way? Like, I heard Mew rally, and it was like a second or 2 off, and he just died.
I'm not certain, but I mean the May swap's pretty decent. The May swap works out with the Ray. They're gonna
Yeah,
they're
that's what I was
70%
saying
to
earlier.
the Blizzard.
He should have swapped earlier. I remember I said on point A
Yeah,
he
you
should have
did.
swapped May. He should have swapped May like immediately as soon as he scouted the comp.
You can control this door. This is where May can be pretty effective with the walls.
I mean now this recontest is gonna be pretty hard. This comp that Virtus Pro has for this door should not be an easy recontest. If once it can get to walk out for free here without like taking like significant damage or losing all their cooldowns, then it's a big beef.
Okay, this time, okay, here we go. VP,
Okay, they got him. They're doing
a
it.
double
They're doing
ulting, they're gonna cat B. Okay, they will cat B.
They've done it.
This is
They've
a
capped
good- a
B.
good recovery now.
Number 2 is on the docket.
I will say, OWA are kind of fumbling a little bit for failing to secure a defense on A or B twice when they looked like they had the full defense locked down, and then the final moment, just something changes, they stopped. Here it was the failed new rally that they lost, and this time
Good night,
the
shoot.
Fixer Shockwave combo,
Good
the rally
night.
overclock actually worked out.
But now if Liga or anybody gets too close, they're kind of held in place, hovered a bit, and then shot back. It's really bad.
I had an alarm for the start of the stream, but I didn't wake up. What did I miss? Honestly, you missed. I mean, not that much so far.
It'd be funny if Liga eats the Blizzard right
Funny
now.
Falcons match, and then it's just been like ads since then.
Once again, I think she's trying to get
And then once again,
30
kind
minutes of
pounding
ads,
Virtus
by the
Pro.
way.
really on spot for VP to be.
The one, there's a weakness here is that there's nothing to
I think
stop
Avast
the
had a child
flux
who
at all.
told child
It's
who's
a
in
little
the Rush
awkward.
League. Yeah, I mean, why would I hide it?
Every
from them?
flux should just be
Why-
perfect then.
would I be, like,
than
ashamed
Magic,
of it?
Which it kind of has been.
Why
Well,
would I hide it?
Except when he had the bad timing. This is looking like a map capture now, a full map completion now. Because I see the momentum plus Blizzard for final point, and unless Liga can eat it. Okay, if Shy can overclock from behind,
Which he does. And
He's
he
about
gets
to die.
Gala, and then there's
Oh
the
my
pressure on
God.
Shockwaves, so they get him. The Blizzard still gets some value, but I
Never
mean,
mind.
it doesn't really matter. They all
That's last fight.
way
Last
better.
fight, yeah.
Yeah. It really does not matter.
that was that follow up of Liga made it. Because usually I expected Shy, he was gonna go in, maybe kill one and die, but because Liga just leapt in there and pocketed the shit out of him, that actually worked out a lot better than I thought. That was well played. Because like you need to see OA make a play in that fight. Because if VP just continually pushing on through on momentum, drop Blizzard on final point and cap, and Liga can't eat the Blizzard, they lose. So OA made a play and actually worked out. It's pretty hot.
The Stola is so home. It's crazy. I'm assuming referring to the fact that since he's on Sigma, he's at home. Otherwise, I don't really know what that sentence is supposed to mean.
Let's see if Gala goes Alari here. I expect him to play Alari.
They could have banned Sigma on the other side. They could have banned Diva.
I can't remember what that Alari gets played with. Is it Alari BAP they usually do? I can't remember. Oh, they got a Juno Zen.
Nope, they're not even doing that.
No, they're not doing Juno Zen.
They're sticking with the same comp. I mean, the thing is, I think if you're gonna bunker contest point though, this is a bit better. If you're gonna like try to like hard contest like close, it's probably better to have the break. But
I'll do a little bit of
how did the
research right
Falcons
now.
match turn out?
just
It was
to
kind of a mess,
remember
but they
what
won.
comp got
So
played, because it's clawing at my brain. I must know the answer to this question.
And what do you think about Jaywu going to the May? Like it's a short-lived stint on Genji.
On that
It's,
part of the map, it makes sense because of the
times it in an A. Well, I mean, it depends on where you're at in an A. Where the broadcast is, it's like now mid about 12:40. Where I'm at, it's about 2:36 a.m.
Still on the corner here, like catching someone out, just giving you a couple of extra seconds to get damage on Liga might result.
Because I've lost the good time zone buff. I no longer have Pacific time. I'm now stuck in Central.
It was BAP. It was a Lari BAP. So there you go. The BAP, so that's great. So that actually makes a lot of sense as Mew cleans them up. The BAP ban removes them from playing BAP Zen, but also removes the BAP Alari. And because Alari on its own doesn't feel good enough, they're not going to play the Alari at all. So that singular BAP ban is super valuable. That was good. I like that. Old Blade.
But there's no good situation. I mean, now it's terrible. Now it's really not good.
Yes, I mean, not even kind of worried about that.
Kitty, you're falling off my
You
lap.
didn't wake up for this, right?
No, I just haven't gone to bed yet.
Okay. That's why you sound tired.
Yeah. I just haven't gone to bed yet. My ass has. I literally just worked a full cast before it, so I'm just fucking cooked. Okay. I get picked.
I might. Ah, fuck. I would swap the Chinese stream, but then we'd be out of sync.
No, don't swap. Don't you dare swap. Why do you want to swap?
It's because there's like audio lag on the English stream.
Really?
Like, yeah, like you can hear the shot come out, and then the visual comes out like a second later. I might refresh the YouTube after this map to see if it fixes it.
I feel like it seems
Something
fine to me, honestly.
Does your chat notice the lag in the audio, or is it just me?
I mean, people are saying that apparently they're noticing. Maybe I'm just so cooked I don't even notice.
You must be cooked, because everyone else...
I just
Okay, I won't fix it. Everyone else noticed it. Alright, I guess it is what it is.
Okay, they're gonna trade rally. Dude, Fixa is having the... I mean, he's just having the worst time of his life on the rally.
You know why?
So, like,
Gala didn't have orbital ray. That's why. Gala was off orbital ray by like 3%. So I get another fight with VP will offer critical ult by percentage points, singular percentage points of 3 or less.
You can play close to that door, right? With this blade and this overclock, you can get a lot of this.
now they get to hold close. They have bomb. They have blade. They have the overclock. I mean, Vestola could theoretically just clutch up here because I think if you drop a flux here, you can maybe find one or at least just set up shockwave. So, I mean, they have the ray too. I guess they just have the ray. It was a 0-man flux. That was a 0-man flux, and they used the. Well, okay, no. Okay, Shy, no one goes down to the overclock. We're chilling.
That is huge there. With
Stay alive.
Keep that backline alive.
All is well.
Going in with that blade. He gets kills there.
Okay, this is okay. You're right. I'm hearing the lag now. I listened to it closely.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it now.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to hear.
Are you seeing the visual lag? Are you getting visual
Yeah,
lag
I'm
too?
also seeing
Did
the
that just
visual
happen?
lag. I'm also seeing the visual
Okay.
lag. I'm seeing the multiple
Okay.
forms of lag.
Dude, it's like
All right.
it feels like VP's put a few really good fights together.
I'm gonna say it right now. If VP can't hold B, I see OA winning this map.
This is still a
That's what I think is gonna happen.
difficult
I fully see once again
They're going
full
to
capping through.
pull off, and you see they get aggressive. They want
This is an all or nothing defense for VP.
once again to get any space.
What happened to the emote? It's been purged. We killed it.
If
It's
Fixa
dead. I
loses another
killed it.
rally, I'm calling it.
Inside the orbital array looks pretty terrifying. Right now, though, definitely a bit of an ultimate tropper once again. And that was
Is
a fight
Coolmat 69 playing anywhere? Yeah, I think he's playing at a local
Rally here for Fixa means
like
the lead
job,
respect.
like normal office where he works in the office from a 9 to 5 situation. He's signed to a local corporation for a 9 to 5 contract.
Be a selfish
OA stalling until orbital here.
new mech back is looks like VP on the retreat.
The VP need to do something right now. They need to ult right now. Fix is low.
Durable here, Fixa going for a bit of a
Is Jaywu holding? Why is Jaywu milking?
He's
Jaywu
waiting.
needs to ult.
He's dead. He fucking died. I mean, they're gonna get shy off of it, but
Spiring, but Vestola's caught in the
I don't know if
corner.
that's a
4 to
good trade here.
4,
Especially
but I
they need a
think-
flux. They literally have to get a flux.
No,
right
AOA is
over.
better. No, there's Mew has rally. Mew has rally. It's huge. Mew's
Yeah,
rally
it's
is
over.
huge. They have a solar. They have a solar. It's capped. It's capped.
To submit. Card there is right on the edge of this checkpoint, by
It's
the way.
capped.
Once again, have two
Av will
minutes
be like, it's
of
capped.
extension to get just through this part of the
I've called the map already. I'm calling the map now. I said if OA cap B, they finish the map. So I'm going to call it. I think they finish the map now.
I tried, fellas. Fellas, don't say you didn't try.
I love calling this shit
Get his
early. I
interviews.
love it. And I will continue to do it.
I mean, with 3 minutes in the bank here, and considering how good they're looking, where they're looking a little bit stymied, but it's not looking like a disaster class
Really,
here.
who
They're
are
just
you
looking
could say, Rus?
strong.
Shy, show
mean,
me Shy. Show me Shy. Okay, everyone's just run. Everyone's just running from Shy. I get it. Oh no, he's whipping.
Blade. I mean, the
He's whipping. My
lead
goat's
blade though.
whipping.
Lead blade though. Lead blade though. Look at the lead blade. Look at the lead blade.
The small
I mean,
room blade is cooking.
yeah.
Oh, pack it up. Pack it up. China on top. Once again on top. My 2-0 OA Pred is looking so fucking good. My OA beating Falcons Pred looking so fucking good as well, by
I mean,
the way.
OA is. I mean,
Holy
I will
shit.
say, if Falcons play like they played versus Alcadia into
China #1,
once
dude.
again, I mean, this is. It's Jover. Like
Fucking
if
tap the
Falcons
sign, guys.
play like that
Fucking
into this
tap the
team,
sign.
it's Jover.
That is a statement win there from once again coming in here 2-0 against VP, a team out of EMEA. that
I wish I was awake as
really
Avril.
Guys, I'm
well,
so smug. Dude,
you should use
oh my God.
methamphetamines like Avril.
trying to put together good
Stop me
performances
from going straight to Twitter about how smug I'm about to be. Stop me right now. Holy fuck. Jeez.
We talked about it.
See, here's the thing. I think your smugness has to be mitigated because the thing is, people weren't predicting against them with knowledge of how good they were. They were predicting against them because they just assumed they were going to be rusty.
No. It's the people that said I was wrong. It's the people that said I didn't know what I was talking about. They said I was wrong.
Well, you know what?
I feel
Actually, what do I
vindicated
care?
against.
Just go for it. You know, I say start a flame war. EU with
The people
still
that said I,
0 wins
and the people that
internationally
said
since
I
Dallas.
overrated China and underrated the West. Those are the people that I feel vindicated against.
Wait, we were actually missing the most important part. EU still has 0 wins internationally since Dallas.
This is a once again team that is going to keep asking for more from you. Keep getting
That's the most
They
important part.
they beat Wei and Soup last week. Does that count?
And I think we've got to point out
I would consider a soup a tier 1
It's a
level
real
event.
tournament.
I guess it is a real tournament because they did invite actual teams.
It was literally the best of the rest
But
of
it's on
Korean
okay,
minus
but
Zeta,
it's not OW, but it's still not OWCS. So I would say okay, I
Does it
guess
have to be an OWCS event or?
I would say OWCS are like
Coffin over there, you have something to say?
S tier, while Soup would be like an A tier.
As expected. In the end, once again, they
Fair
really
enough.
came alive. They were even better than I thought they'd be. Like, the way they started off on leading tower, I was
looked
like,
insane.
this is just...
I'm
Twisted
doing it.
Minds
I'm
in
getting on the Twitter,
Stockholm?
guys.
Isn't that their?
I'm
oh,
getting
I
on the
guess
Twitter,
it's Minds
guys.
in Stockholm. That's fair.
looked a little flat. Like I really like they ran out with the. I wanted to.
Jake thinks VP look flat. There's not a VP underperformance. This is exactly where VP's level is at. This is not VP performing poorly. This is just how good they are. This is their limit. VP's limit is right here as we are looking at them.
Avril says this is their limit that's been reached. They can never go beyond it.
This is how good VP. This is not okay. This is not their potential, but this is the accurate placement of where VP's skill level is what we saw here. So Jake thinking they underperformed, I just disagree with. There's not an underperformance. They performed to where their level is at. OA is just better. That's the problem.
Yeah, I was a little surprised maybe to see some of the comp selections. I liked. I think it was a great point Matt made about the Baptiste ban on circuit. I think that really limited the potential for Vistola's Sigma to be as lethal as it otherwise is. And in fairness, I mean, Shy.
So it's like Soup. By the way, like that's like a second. That's like a new stream provider, right? Since Twitch is now gone in Korea. That's like what Soup is.
Soup is do you remember Freaka TV?
Yes.
Yeah, their own. Soup is like the rebrand of Freaka TV.
So yeah, so it's essentially an alternative to Twitch, since Twitch is essentially gone in Korea.
Yeah, and looking with the player of the match here on once again being Leave, I don't think there's any surprise, Johnny, with this
Good
one.
night, Gears.
Well, you could have picked a few different...
I will say, yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with that. Like, Fixa did look really bad. Like, Fixa did look really bad this series. I think if there was any point where I could be like, oh, this person, like, any player did not look good, Fixa looked pretty bad this series. Fixa, like, got caught multiple times.
Such a high level on so many different heroes. Leave is going to be,
I think part of this is them not being, because you mentioned the tempo, which I do agree with. VP is not. They don't often get to play against strong dive teams like this, like strong enough dive teams that get to punish their backline. Because when you see Fixa pop off, and he's very active. So what I noticed when Fixa pops off is he's super active on the map. He gets aggressive. He likes to bash in and just get into the melee of things, right? He gets punished against teams like OA for doing that kind of stuff. So that's why he loses 2 rallies in a row. So I think he played his normal style being the super active brig player, getting on the kill feed. But versus a strong dive team like OA, you just get fucked up doing that. That's probably what it is to me, I would say.
Dude, something with the background for Champions Clash makes me look like I'm looking at like the scales of a fish.
Yeah, it's kind of got that feeling. I think it's.
Did they put on Steve?
Not super shocking to see it.
Perhaps?
I think based on the drops that we have, I think the drops have some sort of like scale.
Beyond, I mean, they played a few different comps in that series, but it was way beyond the comps.
No, we don't. I lied. Okay, I don't know then.
They brought ridiculous.
I don't. I feel like we have a recent theme in Overwatch that had some sort of like Chinese New Year skins, maybe. I can't remember.
Perhaps?
Year of the Snake. That could be it. It's Year of the Snake. That's what it scales.
The snake?
Yeah.
I need a little more deck support here. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that's good.
And that's the
Good
way
stuff.
that you want to play on land. You need to be
Dude, you really don't realize how nice having a good chair with like actual neck and back support is until you're missing one.
What you should have done is stolen one of. You should have stolen one of the Florida Mayhem Herman Millers before you left.
Why? I mean, well, the thing is, I had a Herman Miller. It got when I moved to California, the movers lost it somehow.
Oh my god, you made the right move and you still lost.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, dude.
And then,
you made
but
the
now
correct decision, you still lost.
I have a steel case now, which I actually like. I actually like steel case better. I'm not gonna lie, I like steel case chairs more than Herman Millers.
Oh, I have a steel series.
No, steel case is like
is,
essentially the other like office equivalent to Herman Miller, pretty much. Which is like the other competitor brand, and I kind of like them a little bit more. Lost a $20,000 chair. Well, it wasn't $20,000. It retails at $1,000. I got it for like $300 from a reseller, which obviously
How is
still
that shit so
chair.
expensive?
I think it's just
justify the
because
cost?
I think it's just because it's supposed to be like it's like very very high quality. It won't break and it'll last forever and they're very comfortable. So I guess just the craftsmanship.
It's a fun
the
story.
brand.
Maybe I'm just a big guy, but I have in fact broken a Herman Miller. It wasn't mine. It was a company's, but I have in fact
big
broken one.
back.
Yeah. Maybe it's just me, guys. What happened was over the several months that I sat on this chair, eventually the fabric just like gave out. Because you know, it's like it wraps around and it's like embedded into the plastic of the chair. Yeah, that came out. The fabric came out of the plastic of the chair. And then like the entire back just caved in. And I'm like, oh shit. I guess I did that.
I didn't even know Herman Millers had fabric to like remove.
Pretty sure.
Possible.
I mean,
I thought they were just like all like
yeah,
mesh and hard.
Yeah, the mesh.
Like...
I meant the mesh. Yeah, the mesh came out of the plastic. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Because like the mesh is like some sort of fabric. I don't know what it is.
It shed its inner lining. Your chair was in its like, I guess it wasn't its luteal phase at that point. I don't know. I got the term luteal phase in my brain a lot. I think it's because TikTok thinks I'm like a lesbian woman. So it serves me like a lot of lesbian TikToks.
Yeah, it knows you're interested in women. The problem is it thinks you are also a woman. That's
yeah, it thinks I'm a lesbian woman.
Yeah. It's 50% correct. It just didn't get the other half correct.
But it also serves me left on Steve.
Is that why you're so interested in hormones lately? You're thinking of...
No, I was just asking the question. You know, I was asking the question.
What was the question?
Well, I mean, what we were talking about earlier. I didn't have a new question. I was just saying that was a question. Actually, I do have another question though. How many carrots do you think you could eat before you die? Like, how many carrots would you eat before you die? Like, is it like, could you die of carrot poisoning? Is that possible?
You can die of any poison if you eat enough of it.
That's what I'm saying. How many carrots?
At least 350.
350 carrots? I feel like that might be a little... I mean, that's a lot of carrots, I guess. Can you turn down the lights? Yes, but it's not a wise idea because it's going to make me sleepier, more than likely. I feel like I could definitely be... I feel like you'd eat... If you ate 400 to 500 carrots, maybe. 350 seems a little low.
There's regardless of what the food is, like, because obviously your like stomach has a maximum capacity, and if you were to like eat so much that you decided for whatever reason to eat beyond what you could physically eat, you probably kill you. You probably die. Yeah, you probably.
I'm just talking like from like let's just say
Something happened.
assuming stomach capacity isn't the issue. It's just more so like the processing of the
Oh,
particular nutrients and minerals inside the food that would like essentially overdose you.
well, like chocolate is toxic, right? Like it is actually a toxic thing to eat, but we somehow just process it. But I believe the is it LD lethal dose 50? Yeah, LD 50 for chocolate is something like 20 kilograms, which is like over, I think over 50 pounds, something like that.
Okay, that's a
So
lot.
I think
That's a
for
lot.
I think for a lot of these foods, the LD 50 for lethal dose
Probably
of like the
pretty high,
toxicity of it
'cause they're not that toxic
exceeds
to
the
you,
amount
yeah.
of it exceeds the amount of food that you could actually eat in one sitting. Like you couldn't eat 20 kilograms
Well,
of
you
chocolate
could, I mean,
in
you
one
could,
sitting if
yeah.
you wanted to.
But that's what I'm saying.
You
That's what I'm
couldn't
saying.
put that away in your body.
Assuming, I'm just saying, like, assuming stomach capacity is not the issue. I'm simply saying, like, how much.
Yeah.
So if we know chocolates. I mean, what would carrots be? Then I feel like carrots would be pretty high. Like, how
Yeah.
much would like an onion? I mean, also like something like you know, like flaxseed. Like technically, like flaxseed is like it's edible, but it's also like if you eat like a ton of it, it's like really bad for you or something. So
I think if there was any food that where the LD50 was within your stomach capacity, there would be like heavy restrictions against that food. That's why like. Oh, hello, Shy.
dude, Shy's skin looking good there.
Bro's been eating his carrots.
Yeah, his skin's look good. How many bars is 20 kilograms? Don't you mean blocks? How many blocks is 20 kilograms?
Not to anyone but you.
Do you know your skin can turn orange if you eat too many carrots?
Is this like a
I did not know that. I know it could turn like certain hues if you like.
Every time he tells a lie, he gets shorter.
I can't remember which thing. Like, I know there's guys that like they eat colloidal silver, thinking it's good for like health, and then their skin turns like silver.
This is super fair.
It's like
They
oh,
look like
you've
fucking
been
the
getting out a
Silver
lot. You got a good
Surfer.
tan. And it's like, no, I just been eating a lot of carrots. I haven't been outside. Just got an orange tan because I ate too many carrots.
He doesn't answer my question. What is your question, Eagle? What? I'm trying to support my neck here. Here, let me go check. Let me click on your history. Looking. Are you a peep head? Do I like peeps the marshmallows? No, not particularly. I do like marshmallows though. I do think marshmallows like goated is actually kind of goated. I'm a big marshmallow fan, especially like Rocky Road ice cream.
Want a fun fact?
What's up?
It's got nothing to do with what you were saying, but here's a fun fact. I'm looking at the stats of that round, of that game, that map rather, and VP dealt more damage on Circle Royale than OA did. It was like 51,000 damage, like 48,000 team wide, but OA had like double the amount of eliminations compared to VP. So despite dealing less damage overall, they killed twice as many, which is insane as a stat line.
Those are just more lethal. They're more efficient with it.
I think this one is going to
When? Oh, your question is when are you going to visit me in Boston? I don't know. I'm unsure when I'm coming to Boston. I'm more likely to end up in Australia.
Really? You coming down? Am I gonna see you?
Maybe. I mean, I'd like to come to Australia. It's just such a long as fuck flight.
You'd have to come to my city.
I have a
You
friend
believe
that
Matt,
might be
Matt
getting
came
married.
to Australia?
So I'd come.
Matt came to Australia and didn't bother saying anything to me. He just doesn't like
You
me
didn't
that
say a
much.
single
it's fine.
word? That's fucked up.
No. Said nothing.
He flies for free or refuses to see me? Well, first of all, well, I guess that's true. It is domestically US, but I mean,
idea
I
how
might
much
have a friend that's
streaming
getting
is trying to
married
know
in
idea.
Australia, so I might be coming down, perhaps.
You know what city?
I want to say like Melbourne-ish.
Yeah, it's not my city.
Is it near your
But-
city?
Yes and no. I live in Sydney. It's in a
How far
It's
away
not-
is that from Melbourne?
couple of hours flight.
Couple hours flight?
It's in a different state, dude. Melbourne's in a different state.
Oh my fucking god, you're I mean, you know what, Australia, you're real distancers. I respect that though,
Australia
because
has
so many
states.
so many Europeans are like, oh dude, it's so far away. I have to take my 1 hour metro. I have to take my 1 hour metro ride over to the next country because it's so far away. Fucking US people in the US, people in Canada, people in Australia, we know real distances. We're real distance heads. So I respect that.
I think Australia basically has as much landmass as the United States. The problem is 90% of it is uninhabitable because it's a fucking desert.
That dust off your shoulders, if you will.
Yeah,
It's a
and I think
wasteland.
there's also, you go into,
No, I've never been to Brisbane.
Obviously, the fans are going to be for Team CC. But you go into
Yeah, that's why I respect it. I respect people that live in large land masses. Like, oh yeah, it's kind of like you were like, oh, it's kind of close to my city, and I'm like, oh, how close? And you're like, oh, it's a couple hours like flight. I'm like, okay, well that's literally not close. But if you live in a really big place, that's like kind of close.
So the reason why I said it's close is because it's like the next state over, and it's the only other major city. So each state has like basically one major city, and the two states are like next to each other. So like you could even drive over if you wanted to, but because Australia's a large place, it is physically far, but close in contextually close, if that makes sense, because other places are much further away in terms of cities.
When he was on this team initially, he was a sub, and he was just like the vibes.
The 2 hour long flight from UK to Spain, it might as well be the other side of the world. Oi. Having a laugh at our travels. Having a laugh. British guy on holiday in Spain. I've had to travel so far to get here. To become sunburnt and look like a fucking tomato. And go to only British pubs in Spain. The expat bars.
That's totally fair. How do you feel?
I'm a world traveler. Flew 2 hours.
Standing up against a team like CC though.
I mean, they're a bit of a wild card. Like we talked about, like the Chinese
3.5 hours in, 3 matches down. Oh no, 2 matches down. That's good. That's pretty good ratio, right?
These guys look nuts. Like you have Gaga, Tank.
So at that rate, if we're doing 1.5 hours per match, that means we just need to do 6 more hours. Just 6 more hours of this, Avril.
I would say this is where
That's like too long for me, even though it's on my time zone. I still feel like it's too fucking long. Like I just don't know if I want to.
All I can guarantee
especially
is
because
I'm
a
making
lot of
it
these games are
5
bad.
a.m.
A lot of these games are going to be really bad. Is the problem?
I know. I'm for sure making it to 5 a.m. So I have 2 more hours left in me.
How do you think like Mitch and Matt and the rest of them feel being on broadcast for this long, knowing it's not going to end until like 8 a.m. or some bullshit?
Yeah, I mean I think it's extra fucked for them.
How fucked are they going to be?
Because like they have to be back the next day too.
This is how I felt casting EMEA. They know now. They get my pain.
I mean, to be fair, I'd actually still prefer the Pacific time one though, because like at least they're gonna be, if they, I guess to be fair, like it's gonna be relatively equivalent because it's just 2 hours difference. But I mean, they're gonna be, they start at like 9:30 ish p.m. So they don't start as late, but in return, and so they could still finish by like a semi-reasonable time for North America, but it's still cooked regardless. OWCS was 6. Well, first of all, I just worked all day. Secondly, I just got shit sleep and went to the gym because I got woken up at 5 because everyone in my house wakes up at 5 a.m. and I'm used to going to bed at like midnight and waking up at like 8. So I'm already cooked.
Shit, this guy's on such a good sleeping schedule.
Dude, well, now I'm trying to go even further beyond.
Schedule.
I'm trying to go even further beyond to hit the 5 a.m. wake up times, but I'm gonna give that up for the next 3 days just so I can be DJing and watch.
This is what Super Saiyan 3 looks like, huh? Going beyond.
Yeah, I'm going beyond, but for these next couple days, I'm just gonna like say fuck it and be super DJing and like go to bed at like 7 a.m. every day and wake up at like.
So the reason why I wasn't on Plat Chat is because I have major sleeping issues, and so the amount of times that I end up staying up until like 7 or 8 a.m. and sometimes further is incredibly fucked up. I just have major issues sleeping. So trying
to like lay in bed and you just go to sleep.
Nope, I don't get to bed. I don't even get to bed. I don't have a problem. I don't have insomnia. I don't have a problem going. I don't have a problem sleeping when I'm in bed. My problem is getting to the bed. That's the problem.
Why don't you just go to the bed?
See, you would think that. You would think that.
What do you mean I would think that? You would just walk on over to the bed. What are you talking about?
See, again, you would... It's like saying, why don't you just stop drinking alcohol to an alcoholic? Why don't you just stop? You could just literally not do it. It's like saying that's the
Are
exact
you saying you're
same
physically
sentence, but
addicted
to
to not going to bed?
Correct.
You're physically... So you don't have sleeping problems. You have not going to sleep problems. You have problems of just literally going to bed.
But it causes me to not sleep. It causes me to completely fuck my sleep. So I guess, like, you, in a literal sense, you're correct, but the effect of what it does
But the thing
to
is, you
me
still
is that I
sleep
just, my
properly.
sleep is fucked.
Like, you sleep the proper amount, right? Like, you're still getting enough sleep.
Because I try and force myself to wake up at a normal time, and thus I end up sleeping like 4 or 5 hours only. And it's not enough sleep, thinking I'll be tired enough to just go to bed at a normal time the next night, and that doesn't happen. I've had situations, this is really bad. I've had situations.
By the way, I just want to have to say, Leave on the English broadcast looks like he's being held hostage by this interview. But go on. But go on.
Who's going to translate Leave's answer?
I still don't understand how. I mean, that's. I don't know. I mean, I get it because to be fair, if you're someone that like, are you a night owl by nature?
A little too fucking much. Too fucking much. Way too much.
Because I'm kind of a night owl by nature, but I have a very strong desire to wake up in the morning because I feel much more productive and like I accomplished more if I'm in the morning and getting stuff done.
I don't know if we want to listen to the Leave interview or not.
I mean, I'm listening. It's just right now it's in Mandarin, so I don't know what he's saying.
The problem is I understand Mandarin, so this is all just.
I get back to the stage and heard the audience cheering for us. I feel everything is just fine.
Oh. First nervous, but not anymore. I think you got the home crowd on your back. You guys are looking fantastic. Big congratulations again.
Dude, I'm telling you, like Leave literally looks like he's being held hostage.
I do see it.
His eyes are so wide. His eyes are so fucking wide. It looks like there's the Danny Lim is starting to like kill him.
Okay, so I've had situations before where I don't know if you've ever been degenerate enough to do this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Maybe people in chat can relate to this. But you know those situations where you've been awake for so long, you've not fallen asleep. It's now 10 fucking a.m. and you're like, I could sleep now, but if I go to sleep now and I wake up, I'm gonna wake up at like 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. and I'm fucked. It's completely bad. So you're like, I'm just gonna stay up. I'm just gonna stay up all the way and then sleep at a normal time, right?
Yeah.
So I've done those before where it's 10 a.m. and I'm just gonna stay up. And you know what happens? I get to about 8 or 9 p.m. where I should probably sleep, and then I don't, and then I stay awake all the way until 8 or 9 a.m. again the next day.
I mean, that's crazy. I don't even understand how it's possible for you to do that.
So I've done a situation where I'm like, I'm gonna stay up and then go to bed at the right time, and then I end up staying all the way up again.
See, like I can
another
do
24
like
hours
sometimes
all
like
over again.
especially when
I've
I
done
travel, like when I travel a lot, like I typically a lot of times when you travel, especially if you have like something that you can't move, like you have to fly early in the morning or something, like you have an early flight, and so sometimes if the flights are like super early, like if I have a flight at like occasionally, like especially because right now like my mom works for Southwest, so I get flights occasionally through Southwest.
The only reason I'm here is because I'm working my night shift right now.
The night shift workers
it's a psychotic behavior.
And so
correct,
it's just
guys.
at 5
It's
a.m.
usually, I can explain it. It's usually when I'm chopping up bodies. That's usually when I stay awake 48 hours. It's correct. Yeah,
That would make
you're
sense.
not wrong.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it takes a while to chop up the bodies. Me personally, individually, yeah, you're not wrong.
What do you do with them after?
I usually eat them based on your recommendation. You've taught me the best way. You've taught me the best way to cook them and which cuts are the good cuts. And then I sell the rest to you. You know this. I sell the rest to you.
No, I don't. I don't know this. I will say I do agree with that sentiment because like when I do all-nighters, especially when I fly, because I can't sleep on planes. I'm just not a person that can sleep on a plane unless I'm like literally so fucking tired it's unreal. Then I get there, like whenever I get to my destination, let's say like at 10 a.m. or something, I'll just like, well, fuck it. I should just stay awake until like 7, 8 p.m. and then go to bed. And I'm able to do that. I'm able to go to bed at like 7, 8 p.m. because I'm like really, really tired.
Right.
But I do the strat occasionally when if I have to wake up really, really early and I know I'm not gonna be able to get to bed on time. I just make sure to like stay up.
You rate Jack's fit for me real quick. You know, rate Jack's fit for me
what is
real
on
quick.
his fucking hoodie?
Okay, we're back. We're so back. Chinese Overwatch with
What is on Jack's hoodie?
Obviously, like you mentioned on the desk as well,
the audience is just going absolutely ballistic, like every single.
What is this? And also, why?
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
like, even
I
just
feel
the
like
energy
the
that
problem
you
here
feel
with
when
the
teams are
OWCS
walking
guys,
out
you know, if we had like
AI generated hoodie.
there's too many hoodie guys, you know, like we need less hoodie guys. We need some more other casual.
Put Rose in a hoodie. Put Ash and Rose in a
Put,
hoodie
yeah,
right now.
honestly, yeah, put some of the women in hoodies.
Make Mitch
I
the
agree.
only person not in a hoodie.
Why are you live this time? Well, I want you to look at your screen, Josh. I want you to look at your screen. Who just subbed? It was Josh. Thank you, Josh.
Why are you live at this time? I wonder what we could be watching right now
What
that
could we
would
be watching?
cause us
Look
to
at
be
your
live
screen.
at this time.
Look at your screen.
Was there Preds? There. Oh shit! I haven't done Preds. Holy fuck!
I mean, I haven't done Preds for this. I mean, I'm just listen. I'm making my Pred. I'm gonna believe in Nightmare. I think Nightmare.
We're gonna quickly do Preds, guys. We're gonna speed run Preds. Thank you. Everyone in my chat forgot to remind me about Preds.
That's fucked up from them. I think I could see Nightmare beat Team CC.
About to see the worst two teams of the tournament. Actually, that might be correct, Dave. I think we are about to see the two worst teams of the tournament. Sadly. I wouldn't have said that if it wasn't for the fact that I watched Soup Cup and watched them go 0-6. And not in a pretty way. Not in a competitive way. In a very sad way.
Yeah, that is true. We're getting to the point where the Europeans are starting to watch up Avril. I don't know how many Europeans you get in your chat, but the Europeans are going to start to show up now.
I think my chat is still mostly NA people. When I look at this, when I look at the stats, the demographics is still mostly North.
Why is half of Team C wearing sweatpants? Like they're wearing like pajama pants. Half of Team C looks like they're wearing pajama pants.
I think they just want to be comfortable. I respect it. I respect they just want to play comfortable, like they're in their own bedroom. They're in their bedroom, just like wearing pajamas. Oh, here you go. All the EU people are outing themselves in my chat right now.
The Europeans, gold. The Europeans.
Don't worry, guys. VP will still do okay this tournament. I still think VP can make top 4-ish this tournament. They're just gonna lose to the dive teams.
EU Frog. Oh, how could I ever tell that you're from Europe? I don't know. Let's check your Twitch username. Der_Inder_Inder. So Der. There's a lot of Ders. A lot of Deutsch looking.
There's a lot of cosplays in the crowd, yeah. Deutsch
and R's.
Looking name. Deutschland name.
Underestimate this roster. I think there's a lot of star power hidden behind the curtains, and so just
okay, answer this for me. How cooked would it be for NA if Nightmare lose to Team CC? How cooked is NA?
I mean, but what about maybe you're framing it the wrong way. What if we should be framing it as but how goated is China? Maybe that's the thing.
I know, but like it's fun to clown on NA. That's the part that you're not tracking with right now.
Okay,
It's how unbelievably fun it is in every esport. Every esport to clown on NA.
I think the funniest part about this too is that like this looks like Admiral and his sons. This team looks like Admiral and his sons. I've never really got like a really close look at them on land before, but this literally looks like Admiral and his sons.
He does look like the most mature player. He actually might be as well. Dude, this AI did lethal dirty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He was able to be super proficient in that for the first couple of weeks of North America, but he also has a fantastic hazard that he could also pull out of pocket.
Team CC then.
Am I streaming these hours of peak unemployment? Listen, this is technically I just finished my job before this, okay? And this is an extending the hours. I'm working extended hours. I'm working OT.
Both on charge, hunters like Gaga especially, an absolute beast on the wrecking ball. Any kind of dive character that you want to play, he's going to be rocking it, and it's going to be a tough.
You have phone authentication for your stream, Avril?
I had issues with bots and like some very toxic people at various points where so I upped the moderation, then I just forgot to turn it down.
Like toxic people, and you couldn't just ban them? They just kept coming back.
Players that made it onto the Chinese
I mean, sometimes you get real low lives to create new accounts. Anyway, the point is, I had bigger problems with bots. But yeah.
Because it brings me back just a couple of years ago when Team CC.
I've never had that big of an issue with toxic people. I've just had issue. I mean, I've had some Dutch Twitch chatters, but other than that.
Oh yeah, fucking ban them, please. Get rid of them. You're right. You're so true and so right. Get rid of those guys.
Super Avril was like bigging that guy up for the longest time. Same with the Predator.
Dude, they're talking about you. They're talking about Super.
Oh, they're talking about, dude. Avril mentioned. Okay, I got a bone to pick. Again, I wasn't there, so it's tough. But I listened back to the episode, and Jack the whole time was like, "Oh yeah, Avril said that Super Rich is the GOAT." I never fucking said Super Rich was the GOAT, and Jack said that like 5 times. Like, yeah, I mean, Avril keeps saying Super Rich is the GOAT. It's like, bro, when did I say Super Rich is the GOAT? I never said that shit. I thought he was a good player, but I never said this guy's the GOAT. Okay, that's crazy.
I was gonna be honest. I didn't know enough to like fact check him on this because I was like,
the
he
whole
could have
time
said
I was
this,
like,
but I have no idea. If he, but I did find it very odd because
I've never overrated Super Rich.
I will say Super Rich. I remember Super Rich coming into Overwatch League, and he had a lot of hype because he did. And to be fair, I was actually kind of big on him too because I remember he performed really well in China. But I was like, I couldn't remember if you were like a major Super Rich head or something. But
No, I wasn't a huge Super Rich head, but just like I said, he was a good pickup and a good rookie. But I was never like, dude, this guy's the next fucking Chio or some shit, you know? Maybe I have a very different definition of who I would say a GOAT is. Maybe Jack just says that word liberally as hell, and I'm just like, maybe we actually have the same intention, same wavelength. He just used the word very liberally when I don't. Could be.
It's the default favorite
map, so I feel like we're gonna see that a lot from our.
Dude, I kind of want to get like a shirt like Roses. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like imagine I had like a shirt where it was like 2 sleeves.
How badly do you want to be a TikTok lesbian right now? Because you're trying to copy Rose's fashion as a man, which you know you're allowed to do that if you want to. But I'm just saying maybe TikTok's not wrong if you're gonna go down that pathway. Maybe TikTok's actually got you accurate.
We're so back.
No, but luckily, I think what's been really
I'm just trying
nice
out
is that
things.
Meta has been very open. We've seen Dive, we've seen Mag or Rush, we've seen a little bit.
By the way, the English broadcast, the NA broadcast does not show the bans the way the Asian broadcast like China and Korea does. And I feel like they should, because I think it's just not nearly as like, I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. Like, to me, visually, it's not as good.
Bro is making
as if they
protest
just, like,
arguments to
had the big
compensate for
bans
his
up
true
like they have in
feelings.
China.
I think it definitely depends on the stage, as you've
Dude, do you see someone with the Chengdu Hunters hoodie? Holy goat status. Dude, my Chengdu Hunters hat is packed in boxes in the movers right now. I do have my jersey though, but I don't have my hat.
It is going to be Ilios. Okay, there you go. Li Tao. We're not going there. We're jumping on to Ilios.
I will say it is. I feel like you definitely should be showing the bans on the broadcast, just because like it makes sense just for viewer information, regardless.
Well, they show it, but in a weird way. They show it in tiny little icons in the bottom left, and not as an actual segment. Whereas, like in the Chinese broadcast, they're the secondary broadcasts that are following the primary broadcast, right? They should just follow the primary broadcast graphics and everything, in my personal opinion. And the main broadcast of the Chinese broadcast is actually doing like a specific ban segment, which the NA broadcast just refuses to do.
Dude, this wood ass chair, even with the pillows, my ass is getting owned. Dude, what is that mouse pad? Do you see that mouse pad?
It's Pineapple's mouse pad, the anime, the Uwu mouse pad.
Oh no
the big
way!
Uwu mouse pad.
The mouse pad from Pineapple.
Well, North America was such a weird
Oh
region.
my
I
fucking
think it was very
god!
difficult for
I was gonna say, by the way, if it was your neck that was sore, I was like, could you wear the cat as a scarf?
because it was very top heavy.
And I don't mean it as in like a dead, I mean like alive, like the cat's just resting on your neck like a scarf. Could you do that?
And they all beat each other at some point. We called it the circle of equilibrium.
I don't know. I don't
There
think
wasn't
it's possible.
really a clear favorite in those top 4, but Nightmare coming out on top. I think this is a really great opportunity for them to be able to prove themselves. Looks like they're even getting some fun in with their mice before they actually get into the map.
There's a Valiant fan in there, dude.
Dude, a Valiant fan.
There's a 2021 Valiant fan.
Valiant fan. A Chinese Valiant fan. The 2021 Chinese Valiant fan.
Oh,
Dude,
sorry. 2022 also had. 2022 was also a Chinese Valiant. I forgot about that team.
I mean, either way. I mean, that's
Milan run
whole-
head. A Milan run head.
The silver 3 fans. The silver 3 heads.
PGE mouse pad or Pineapple mouse pad?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think if you take good care of the mousepad, I would take the Pineapple mousepad because it looks well cared for. The PG mousepad looks like a bioweapon. It looks like it was literally formed from Crust itself. So I respect Pineapple's care of the mousepad. However, I I think the
How
waifu mouse pad is.
I'm gonna ask you, crazy.
Interesting.
How based would it be, or would it be really bad if a player used one of those boober mouse pads? And I don't mean
I don't
there's
even think
some
they'd let
like
them use
sketchy
it.
shit.
I don't think they'd let them use it.
I don't mean you can see like actual fucking nudity on the mouse pad. I just mean
No, even if
it's,
they had like, just like
clearly a
big
mouse
booba,
pad.
like and it was like covered. I still don't think you could use.
Just big booba.
I still
What
don't
if he
think. I still
said,
don't think
"Dude,
they'd let
I've got
you.
RSI. I medically need to rest
It
my
has
wrist
to rest on these
on
breasts.
cushioning."
I have to rest my.
and Mike, here's a doctor's note. Here's a note from a wrist specialist, and they said I have to rest my wrist on booba mouse pad specifically. And you're bigoted if you don't allow me to do this. What then? Do you think the OWCS caves?
I don't think so. I think they would find another option.